All right, guys, this is one of those instructional videos I was talking to you guys about, and this will only be on my membership page. And I want to talk to you guys. I learned how to do this years ago. Now, the one thing I will tell you with these little things, these little tips that I'm actually going to talk to you about, don't give up on them. Keep doing them and take them seriously too. Before I get started, I'm going to kind of start the video and go through it with you. I'm talking about my swings. A lot of you guys were asking me, can I explain how I cut the ball? Now, that's a long progress on how I actually am going to get into it. There's like tiers that you have to go through to actually learn. There's different things you have to learn first before you learn how to cut a ball. You can only cut a ball. It's hard to cut a ball with your hands down. So usually with those guys with the hands up here, around their tit, a little higher area, right around this area, it's easier for them to cut. The one thing I want you to look at too in this video is look at the way I strike the ball. It's in a downward motion. I actually attack the ball down, like I go at it to cut it. Billy talked to me about this when I was 21, 22 years old, about you tell your mind to hit the bottom half of the ball. Believe it or not, your mind will comprehend that. You may not think it will, or you may not think you're doing it. But what I want you to do here is, and I don't have a softball with me, but try to strike that bottom half of the ball and hit it, attack it at a downward motion. I'm not talking about like this. I'm talking about like this. Watch the plane of my bat. Now, the one thing in this video that I'm going to show you too is I'm going to tomahawk a lot of stuff here. And a lot of people ask me, how do you do that? How do you tomahawk a ball? Well, I learned how to do that. I just didn't get out there and just say, I'm going to start doing this. You have to learn, and it's a slow progress on learning this stuff. But what I want to introduce in these little clips that I'm going to put up, and it's going to be probably 10, 15 minutes long, I want to give you weapons to make you a better hitter, raise your average. Because the one thing, and a lot of guys give tips on, okay, you got to hit the ball. You have that one zone, right? You got to hit the ball in that one zone to have a high batting average. Well, I don't necessarily believe that. Because in slow pitch, a pitcher, especially when you're playing major and major plus, those pitchers are very good. And they try to get you out. They're not going to feed you a strike every time. So as I was growing up, I learned how to hit a tomahawk. And this is just one of the weapons that I'm going to actually explain to you. How I came to overcome my weak point. Like Lou Simmons says this, years ago, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So what I want to do with these videos is introduce them to you and say, hey, this is how I do it. In batting practice, you can do it on a tee too, just raise the tee higher. Chop the ball, cut that bottom half of the ball and watch the way I swing at them. And guys, I get in front of the plate to do this. That's my batting stance is in front of the plate because that's where my power is at because I'm not that tall. You tall guys can't do this. You got to back up a little bit. But I'm not telling you where to stand in the box. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking about a different video I want to talk to you about. But what I want to do is, if you guys want to learn this, you got to move up in the box a little bit. I'm not talking about in games, just a little bit to get to know how to do this. And then you can back up in the box wherever you want to be. And I'll talk about that in another video where I think you should stand in the box. But to learn to do this, when you're taking BP, it's just another weapon that you guys can actually put in your little arsenal. Because I think I have 5. If I had 6, I'd be going oppo. I don't go oppo, so I have 5 weapons that I actually use. And this is one of them. If a pitcher's got a full count on me, and this is very beneficial when a pitcher's got 2 strikes on me and he's trying to throw me deep, I can always do this and hit it with authority. And if you guys don't understand this too, when you're hitting a ball above, you're chopping on it and you chop it, it actually rotates. It gets that Magnus effect, right? You're actually cutting the ball back this way is what you want. Now, another thing too is whenever you're doing this, don't try to chop it down the line. Your only chopping area is middle, for me, is middle, which I'm gonna show you all these, middle to power alley. That's usually when I chop it, that's where I get my most powerful swing when I chop it. Whenever I'm going and I chop a ball like 5-6 hole, that's when it's really inside and I've got to hit it down. And usually that's a Slow roller in between 5-6 hole, but I still get on. A few of these swings aren't pretty, but I'm not looking at being that guy that hits lasers all the time. You know, very seldom does that happen. That you're up there just smoking lasers the whole game. That usually never happens. You're going to hit a grounder in there, little, you know, one of the little worm burner that gets through there and it just misses gloves. You're going to get those. So what I'm going to do with you on this one video is I'm going to start it right now and kind of explain most of my swings and kind of go through it with you. Kind of explain a lot of things. This first swing, I just go 5-6 hole, and it's a swing that's up. And if you look at these videos, everything I'm hitting is, you know, below my tits, up high. I'm even hitting shit in my face. But one thing I've learned, and if you do this too, just in batting practice, and don't give up on it, just keep doing it. And every time you get that timing down, start putting a little more power into it and just start chopping it. You understand it. You see the balls that I hit. I had a ball here in a minute. I'm going to show you. I hit a ball that I cut it and I chopped it, tomahawked it, and it went about 340 to left center field. On this field, it's a big fence, about 380. I hit about 340 a line drive. But I'll kind of go through the videos here and I'll explain a lot of them. See, that's just a 5-6 hole shot right there. But you see that? That's a line drive up the middle. Okay, that's by the shortstop, but hit it with authority. And you see what I'm doing there? Bringing my hands up. My hands are here when the ball's pitched. I'm bringing my hands up and tomahawk it. Even that one too, that's through. See, that's the one where I'm telling you, it doesn't look pretty. That one too. So I'm actually, if you look at the bat head, and if you guys will slow it down, my hands are up high. You see? Those are base hits right there. You guys, there's another one too. And what I did with that one, I leaned into it and I kind of slapped it like tennis up the middle. See, that's the one I hit with a line drive, went really far.
Got the same barrel.
But when you got your hands up that high, it's easy to cut that ball. See? So basically what I'm doing is slapping the ball up the middle. Get used to doing this, guys, or we'll raise your batting average. That one I turned on to hit down the line, but you notice it was lower, and I cut it really good. This exercise will help you cut the ball too. Hit that with my hands, but still a base hit. Now that one was low, but you notice I went down. My body went down to cut it. That one was high. That one's base hit, but you'll notice I'm hitting these balls in my chest, my tits. Nothing is low here.
That bat is making a different sound.
Yep.
And I'm hitting them, I'm hitting pretty good shots here. See that? So I'm hitting the ball up in my face. This is something repetition, guys, batting practice. Learn how to do this. That one I turned on, it was a good pitch, lower than my tits. And I actually went down and got it and cut it real good. That one too. This will help you guys later on learn on cutting whenever I go into that video. 5-6 hole. Hit that ball in my chest. That one, I got fooled on it. And when you got a full count, that's the kind of stuff you just hit 5-6 hole, easy swing, just hit 5-6 hole on it. That one I smoked. And again, I cut that ball, the way that ball is turning. You guys want to learn how to cut it, you need to start swinging like this. And this is just something that you can pick up in batting practice. That one 5-6 hole. And you need to go up there with them. See that one? Slapping it up the middle, just and hitting it up in my face, up in my shoulders area, right here. Down the line. Get used to doing this. And in the mindset when you're training to do this, always put yourself in a full count you visualize. So you have a full count when you get up there and you're taking these swings. and you can't let a pitch go. So usually you're gonna pitch around the plate. Good pitchers will pitch around the plate. And that's another different video I want to talk to you guys about. That one's low, but 5-6 hole. Am I already committed my swing? Just stay with it and go with it and hit it. You see that? Just like pepper, just like hitting it hard, a little harder than pepper. That's a base hit. Trying to go down the line with that. But you notice those balls that I hit down the line, they got to be lower. They got to be lower. 5-6 hole, they got to be lower. It's hard to hit a ball up here down the line.
Oh, we don't play again, do we?
We play Thursday.
Oh, do we?
Then we're off for like 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm gonna
See another one, 5-6 hole. You notice that ball is in my belly, top of my belly area.
Yeah, I'm talking to Chief for the DH.
So we can come up with this holiday.
There's another one. When they're low like that, guys, 5-6 hole, and get your mind used, repetition. Get that muscle memory. That's a gapper right there. Hit pretty good. But muscle memory is what you're doing here. You're training to train your mind to hit that high pitch. Hit that ball that's in your chest. And when they're right in that area where you like, hit them in the gaps. Drive them. And look at my swing. When you're drive, that's the reason that you guys notice a lot of balls that I hit are line drives. This is the way to get that. This is the way hitting right here to get that. Because you're hitting that ball right here. You're downward. Look at my downward swing. And if I miss it, that's a 5-6 hole. So I missed it. It went 5-6 hole pretty good. But if I hit it up, it's going to create that right there. It's going to create that spin. The ball's going to go backwards. You got to hit that. You can't hit that ball down in your knees. You got to hit that ball up in your chest. You see how that one? That's a line drive. That's in a power alley, in a gap. That one I actually smoked really good. And I was just trying to hit that ball at the middle, but I cut it. But watch in these videos, guys, watch my swing. It's not an upward swing. It's not that King Griffey, boom, upward. It's attacking the ball at a downward movement. And usually your hands, if I gotta be up here, can't do that with your hands down here. It's very hard. You see? That's a base hit. And get that muscle memory going. You've hit that pitch in batting practice. You can hit that pitch in a game. You see those? Just slapping them up the middle. And they're not really slapped. They got some pop on them. You see that? It's that little, in other words, I was fooled. But I didn't want it to be short, so I just swung at it and just slapped it 5-6 hole.
You're such a bullshitter.
Then he'd be over there begging the coach.
Do not like that.
Up the middle.
Ryan Hart.
Down the line. All right, guys, and you can hear Bubba in the background talking. That little one I already got committed, so I just wanted to just slap it out there and lift it a little bit. You don't want to hit that ball down. You want to lift it a little bit. That way it gets over the infielders. I've done that shot most of my life, and you can hear Bubba in the background. He goes, "That's that shit that I never liked," because me and Bubba will compete against each other, and that was my go-to. Just a little slap. You know, we didn't have a lot of home runs, and I would just slap it to the outfield and get on first base, and I would laugh at Bubba because he'd be up there just swinging out of his shoes, and he'd be killing it, and then I just get up there and hit a little slap shot. He'd be screaming at me in the dugout. So you can hear him popping off in the background. But here's the deal, guys. This is just one of the little weapons that I'm going to teach you guys in this membership channel where you guys need to apply whenever you hit batting practice. I've got a lot of videos coming out that's going to change stuff up on you, and it's going to raise your batting average. My job here, okay, on this membership channel is to make you a better hitter. So what I'm going to do is do these little videos like this. I'm going to show myself an example on what I did whenever I was hitting to raise my batting average. You got to have weapons, guys. You can't come up there with one swing. You can't go up there with one swing and one thought in your mind about hitting. You can't have that pitch because they're going to pitch around you. And I'm going to talk about, in my next video, I'm going to talk about pitch selection too, and what you need to do in batting practice to be a better hitter. Thanks, guys. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I got a couple more here that I want you to take a look at. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button right down here below. And I also have a membership channel. It's that little join button that you have right down here. Click on it, and it actually has a small video in there that explains everything in the membership. Plus, it actually helps support what we do. Thanks, guys.